Yes, Kirby, who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Yes. Oh, didn't see it there. Sorry, Kirby, I'm gonna have to put you down. What's up, guys? This is Suicide Mario. Welcome back to another video on my channel. And look what I have with me. Yup, that's right. It's a Nintendo Switch 2. I was finally able to get one of these puppies after 11 months. So yeah, the Switch 2 has been out for almost 11 months now, which is pretty cool, I'll admit. I mean, the console's okay. I'm just not comfortable with the Joy-Cons and the different colors, but overall, it is a great console. With that being said, the Switch 2 has gotten some great games last year, like Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and of course Pokemon Legends Z8, even though it released on the Switch as well. However, out of all of these, there was one Switch 2 game that genuinely impressed me, and that of course being Kirby Air Riders. Now, I've been wanting to do a review of Air Riders for quite some time now, because one, I'm a big fan of Kirby, and two, I played Kirby Air Ride growing up, so you know damn well I wanted to do a review of this game. Oh yeah, today I'm going to do a full in-depth review of Air Riders and talk about all 4 modes in the game and why the game is just awesome. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please drop a like. Also be sure to subscribe. Now, in case you haven't heard of Kirby Air Ride before, or haven't heard of the series in general, allow me to fill you in. Kirby Air Ride is a Kirby spin-off that released for the Nintendo GameCube in July and October of 2003. The game was developed by Smash Bros. Director Masahiro Sakurai and was your basic standard racing game. This would also be the last Kirby game he directed before he left HAL this same year. Also, originally, this game was supposed to come out on the Nintendo 64, but since the console was on the verge of death at this point, it got moved to the GameCube instead. And I gotta say, considering how great the graphics look in this game, I think HAL made a smart choice. So yeah, as you might have guessed, the game was a hit, and even though Mario Kart Double Dash was released the same year, Kirby Air Ride was still considered one of the best racing games for the GameCube, without a doubt. So fast forward to 2025, and it's now been over 21 years since Kirby Air Ride released, and people have been wondering if we would ever get a sequel to this game. Well, that all changed in the April 2025 Nintendo Direct, where we were shown this. That's right, after 21 years, it was announced a new Kirby Air Ride was coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, it looked amazing. The graphics, everything about it, it was awesome. I mean, how could this game get even better? Apparently, Big Daddy Sakurai came back with the milk and returned to his son after 21 years. And I'm actually glad Sakurai's directed this, considering he directed the original Air Ride. Obviously, this means we won't be getting into Smash anytime soon, but still, it's really cool. And with that, Kirby Air Ride is released for the Nintendo Switch 2 on November 20th, 2025. I unfortunately wouldn't get my copy until May of 2026. Now, when I was planning on getting the Switch 2, I was originally going to get Mario Kart World as my first Switch 2 game since all of my other friends had it, but 2 of my friends convinced me to get Kirby Air Riders first since it was a lot more fun than Mario Kart World, and also... Oh, hell nah! So yeah, I just ended up getting Air Riders instead, mostly because it was $10 less than Mario Kart World. Anywho, I guess that's enough talking about the game's history. Let's talk about the game itself now. Now, there are a total of 4 modes in Air Riders, and I'm going to be going through each and every one of them one by one. First, there's Air Ride, which is most likely the first mode that you'll pick. I mean, it's literally in the title of the game. Why else would you want to pick it? Anyway, now Air Ride is basically your standard racing mode in the game where you can select from a bunch of characters and vehicles and races them and do a bunch of laps. There's also a total of 18 tracks to choose from, not even being from the original Air Ride, which is pretty cool, I'll admit. Aside from that, there's also enemies on most of the tracks where you can inhale them and attack your enemies or use their copy abilities. Now, in the original Air Ride, there were only 3 characters you could play as: Kirby, King Deity, and Meta Knight. The colored Kirbys don't count. But Sakurai decided to double that for Air Riders and add a total of 20 characters, which I feel like was very much needed, and really cool in my opinion. Then we have Top Ride, the second mode in the game. In Top Ride, you race from an overhead perspective and try to reach first as quickly as possible. It kind of reminds me of the Slot Car Derby minigame from Mario Party, considering this was what it was based off of. There are only 8 tracks to choose from in this mode, and most of them are really short, but still, this is a really fun mode to play with if you have 4 players. And finally, we have my favorite mode, City Trial. Now, City Trial was without a doubt the best mode in the original Air Ride, and I'm happy that Sakurai decided to bring it back in the sequel. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly makes City Trial better than all the other modes in this game? Well, it's because you explore an entire island in the sky, collect stats that are all over the place, swap vehicles from time to time, murder people, fight bosses like Kracko and Dinoblade, and cause destruction wherever you go.
Holy shit.
And trust me, it gets a lot worse when you're online. Once the timer goes on and you've collected enough stats, you'll be sent into a stadium where you can compete in a bunch of events. There's boss fights you can do like Robo Deity, Corner Race where you consume the most food as possible, Target Fight, which is basically what it says, and Rail Panic where you grind the rails to the finish line. There's also a bunch more, but I won't be going over them. Well, those were all the 3 main modes in Kirby Air Riders, but there's one more mode I should talk about in this game, and that is of course Road Trip. Now, Road Trip is basically the story mode of this game. Basically, what you do in Road Trip is complete each challenge until you reach the end of the level, and whenever you complete a challenge, you'll level up and unlock stats that you earn. And once you reach the end of the final level, you'll fight Gigantus, a gigantic machine hell-bent on destruction. Once I gotta say, I really love the animated cutscenes in Road Trip. Like, it reminds me so much of the animation for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Now let's talk about the characters, because I've been wanting to get to that. Now like I said, Sakurai added a total of 21 characters to Air Riders, which is not that much as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is, but still, it's a pretty okay roster. Unfortunately, Sakurai said he wouldn't be adding DLC to Air Riders, which is kind of disappointing because I wanted to see Elflin and Adeline and Ribbon added. Lastly, I want to talk about the graphics and design for this game. Like, they look so amazing. It's crazy to think that we came this far from Kirby Air Ride. Like, seriously, we went from this to this. Like, seriously, it looks so amazing. It's pretty cool to see that Sakurai and his team worked their heart out on this game, and I'm glad they did. The game's just amazing. And that was my review of Kirby Air Riders. Overall, it's a great game. I really recommend getting it. Whether you're a Kirby fan or not, you'll definitely love this game for sure. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.